Hi, I'm David Coverdale from Whitesnake. Cheers and a bit of Yorkshire Gold. Welcome back to QT with DC. Here we go. This one's from Joyelle from the USA. Oh, my meeting with Richard Harris, the famous actor. Long story. We used to stay at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, which is now, I think, the Regent Beverly Wilshire. Anyway, my security guy and I were in the elevator, and this kind of red-headed chap with a green velvet jacket jumps in the elevator. My guy's holding a big plastic see-through bag of grass, and I stand there and I turn. We sit there, the guy presses his elevator button, and I turn around to my security guy. I said, fucking guy thinks he's Richard Harris. And then the guy turns around and prods me, goes, hey, I am Richard Harris. And is that what I think it is? You know. So we helped him. He stuck his hand in this big bag of California grass and stuck it in his green velvet jacket pocket and said, do you want to join me and a couple of friends for a drink in the El Padrino bar later? And I said, yeah, that'd be great. So I go down. There's Richard, charming, adorable, stoned, of course, with Roger Moore, Oliver Reed, and Peter O'Toole. Oh my God, just gods of cinema and my childhood, really. I woke up about 4 o'clock in the morning underneath a table in the El Padrino bar, and those guys were still carousing. So it showed me that old school of theatricals kicked the old rock singer's ass. So that was my meeting with Richard Harris. It was unforgettable. Oh, hang on, this is interesting. I think my wife's been on this. I've got a question from Riley Pincus, who, of course, is our beloved black cat. And his question is, meow, 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 meow. Yes, I do love you, Riley, and I can't wait to see you later. I'm taking questions from cats. Hey, Fred. Fred from the USA. In all of my years in the music business, what was the most valuable lesson for me? Be yourself. And always read the small print. And if you can't read it, get somebody who can read it for you. But always be yourself. In your writing, your performing, in how you present yourself, be your fucking self. Because that's what's precious. Jenny from the USA, will I consider writing an autobiography? You mean how white was my snake? I'm not sure I can. I'll be honest with you. I've been talking with Payton Murphy, my amazing creative director, and we have come up with an idea which I think you will enjoy more than sitting there reading a book. One of the things that I do, most of my songs that I write are literally autobiographical from experiences. The difference between me and country music, I don't name names. So if this other idea we have, which will save me doing that, giving you anecdotes and stories, etc., accompanied by a pictorial aspect to it, it's going to be a lot of fun. Antonio from the USA. Thank you for asking. He says that these box sets have been wonderful. What inspired you to go on this retrospective journey? Well, brilliant observation, because it is very much a retrospective journey for me. It's what we call my legacy series from the get-go. This is me revisiting songs, and for instance, after John Lord, bless his soul, went off to rejoin Deep Purple, I thought I'm just going to focus, for instance, on the 2-guitar attack. That'll be really cool. And ultimately, I really missed that amazing frequency that John brought not only to Deep Purple, that his left hand was an immense part of the sonic identity, but, you know, after sliding in, I was going, I never really thought about it until we were remixing stuff. And then I thought, call Derek Sherinian, who is this phenomenal keyboard player, who is an astonishing Hammond organ player. And Derek and I have done great. We've done a bunch of projects together. So in essence, these things are fantastic for me, as you say, at the end of a particular journey, for me to go back and revisit and revamp, revitalize, and and dig out, go a little bit of archaeology, go in there and dig through all the tapes and cassettes and memories of these things, and we put them all together, and you guys seem to really like them, which is why it's such a pleasure for me to do this thing. Not only for me, but for you. Dushko from Serbia. Let's see, my favorite part of the box set are the demos and their evolutions. What was the feeling while working on the first demo recordings for Good to Be Bad? It was the first time really that Doug and we'd sort of messed around for 4 tracks to accompany the live in the Shadow of the Blues scenario. And we found out that not only were we good friends who could sit and talk for hours, watch movies and then discuss them, but then suddenly give us each an acoustic guitar, and it was an amazing experience to work with Doug, all the guys we were involved with, and we created most of the album and then brought in the drums, brought in the bass, and it's just fantastic to be able to do this, and I'm so happy that you enjoy it. Thank you, Dushko. Lady Wendy from the United Kingdom. Let's see, do you think you could come back to the UK to do an audience for David Coverdale chat? I love you guys, and I would love to be able to interact with you in a smaller environment, smaller venue, so we can do literally a chat with each other, and I can answer your questions, as long as they're decent or remote, whatever. No, all bets are off. But yeah, there's a great possibility of doing that. Right now, we have a terribly full dance card, but that is definitely something to consider. And I thank you, Wendy. Thank you for your support, darling. Andreas from Germany, Grüß Gott, mein Lieber. Let's see, is there any possibility of a full-length concert release of Whitesnake's Monsters of Rock concert in '83? Yes. That is on the list of things to revisit, for sure. Yes, there will be, but we've got a couple more things in the pipeline we have to do, but yes, I think that would be a great thing to do, and that is on our list. It's on what they say in America, it's on the back burner. But yes, thank you, Andreas. We'll do that for you, we'll deliver. I've been a huge fan since day one with Purple and with every phase of Whitesnake. I'm curious if a possibility of a follow-up album with Jimmy Page is possible. As Sean Connery said about James Bond, never say never. No idea. I treasure the time I worked with Jimmy. I think we got the best out of each other at that particular time in our lives, and that was the whole purpose of doing that. And I'm there for Jimmy if he needs me for anything, as I hope he's there for me. Thank you, Joe, for enjoying that and supporting us. And thank you. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I'm wide open. David from Italy, asking me about my relationship with Ronnie James Dio back in the days. I knew Ronnie almost 50 years. He was in a group called Elf. It was on Purple Records, so we would take Elf and another group called Tucky Buzzard around on tour. Ronnie was immediately noticeable as a standout vocalist, extraordinary. And we got on great, and it was an immense loss for all of us. Ronnie, I think, felt that he would... He said to me, "What are you doing, stealing my guitar players?" I said, "Well, you're picking good guys." So I said, and I'm sorry, Ron, but thank you for getting them in shape, and they just wanted to be snakes. It wasn't all me, I promise. God bless you. Well, I think that's it for another QT with DC, taking your questions. And I thank you with all my heart. Thank you to my director, Payton Murphy. And thank you all for your continued support. And I'll see you on the interwebs.